you guys, I know that I'm outside doing a live, but I'm here. This one is not gonna be too long. I'm really excited to be back. Um, I actually had ran some errands, so I'm doing this live on my phone. Hence is why I said that this is not going to be too much of a long live. But I did have a topic. It was actually on my phone, and I basically just wanted to talk about just a reminder to just treat people how you want to be treated, right? So always, keep that in mind when it comes to, whether it's dealing with just yourself or other people, if it's family, friends, and things like that. Just keep in mind, however you want to be treated, just make sure that you're treating people that way and stuff like that. One thing though, I did want to kind of talk about God. Like I've been realizing, like, as long as you're a good person and you do good, you have the best intentions, you mean well, like I said, you're not out here trying to hurt or harm anybody. Just keep in mind that God will have your back, and God will be there for you. God will support you, and God will really align you with the right individuals. And basically you would be divinely protected, right? So that's what I found. I mean, not necessarily saying I just found that out, but I've been kind of realizing that, like, consistently, and just like on a daily basis, I'm seeing that, if you have the best intentions for individuals. Give me one second. And you really have a pure heart, like, just understand that God got you. God is keeping you safe, God is protecting you and stuff like that. So always keep that in mind. But I'm trying to remember what I put on the post though, because this one, it was basically talking about, God being on your side, and basically, if you do right, like if you do wrong, if you're out here, you know doing the stuff that we talked about in the videos, obviously God does not agree with that. God doesn't condone that, and stuff like that. So always be mindful of that. But as far as when it comes to dealing with the narcissist, right? So when we talk about the narcissist and how we have to be careful about, you know, things that the narcissist could be trying to do to you to try to get you to react, and and stuff like that, or try to get a rouse out of you. Maybe they want that narcissistic supply, right? So you just gotta be aware of that, right? And thank y'all for the like. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate it. Yes, God does love us. And I was thinking about that too, because I just find that whenever I start talking about God, it just makes me feel so good. Wow, we got 13 folks in the room. Yeah, and so I'm just thinking, like, wow, God truly is just amazing, and he always aligns you with the right people. Like, God doesn't make any mistakes. He, gets you in front of the right people, or vice versa, whoever you need to, be around, or whoever needs to hear something that you have to say. God will make it so, whether like you hear that message, or you dream about it, or you have visions about it, or somebody comes up to you or whatever, you'll hear it. You get what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Yes, God is good all the time. But no, I just realized, I'm like, wow, God, like, you really, you protect, your children, you protect, the ones that because God has his favorites. God has his ones that, like, he's like, oh, that's mine. It's like, you get what I'm saying? Because God doesn't, like, love everybody. Like, God hates. God is like, God can get down. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, you just have to be mindful of how you treat people. Like, you just make sure you treat people how you want to be treated. And when it comes to dealing with abuse, take it seriously. When you are trying to overcome narcissistic abuse, give yourself time, like, be patient, right? I think that's the biggest thing that I want to talk about, is my journey with patience, when it's especially when it comes to dealing with narcissistic abuse, and also just my relationship with God in general, and how God has been showing me things about myself, things about others, and just patience, being patient with God, being patient with God's trying to show you, whether it's, whether it's about the narcissist, or if it's about other family members, other friends that surround you, environments, maybe God's trying to show you something about a particular person or a situation or a thing. Just be open. I guess that's the biggest thing, is be open. And I guess another thing too, though, is try not to be in a rush, try not to be in a hurry, and also enjoy and like try to trust the process. I think that's another thing that I've been learning, is trust God, like trust the process, trust your healing journey, trust your recovery. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes you may be like, well, man, like I want my recovery to look this way, I want my healing to look that way. But you got to remember that if you are on the good side of karma, that God is going to make everything work out for you, right? As it should. Not like how you may want it to work, but how you need for it to work. Like, you get what I'm saying? And another thing I always was taught, and things that I've been learning, is like sometimes things may not happen how you want it, but it's going to happen as it should. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing I think that I've been really learning as well. So you trying to go to DR? That's funny. I love the DR, by the way. DR's food is bomb. So good. I love Dominican Republic food. Like the breakfast, bomb. The lunch, dinner, wow, amazing. And another thing though, we were talking about some other things. So we talked about, overcoming stress. We talked about overcoming anxiety. And another thing that was big, I know a lot of folks talked about the CPTSD, and also like the inner child healing. So that could be like for another video. But I guess this video, just like I said, I just wanted to come on here and give you guys some inspiration, some motivation. And oh, and that was the other thing too, is like, learning not to take things personal. Like, I know it's easier said than done. Like, you may be the type of individual where you're not trying to hurt nobody, right? You're not trying to harm nobody. And for some reason, you just have people coming at you constantly, and stuff like that. So, and whether it's the narcissist or anybody, right? It could be anybody, literally. So, just, I guess it's good to do just a reflection, and just, like I said, don't take things personal. Just try to, really focus in on yourself, focus on your recovery. And I think, oh, that was the other thing. Excuse me, you guys, I had something in my eye. Is I'm realizing too, I was having a conversation with someone, we were talking about how life is short, and that's really true. And it's like you have to think about the things that it's most important for you in your life. And some things, it's just not worth like a response, or it's not worth a reaction, because at the end of the day it's just like, eh, who cares? Like, you get what I'm saying? So, but I know that, like I said, sometimes that stuff is easier said than done. It's not so easy to be able to say that and do that. You get what I'm saying? So I guess that just takes maturity, and it takes life experience. It takes, going through things, and stuff like that. But, just keep that in mind. And I think the other topic was just try to enjoy your life. Like, I know after dealing with narcissistic abuse is really, it can be devastating. It can be devastating to have to grieve like a relationship, or to grieve a lost loved one. It could be devastating to feel like sadness, loneliness, depression, CPTSD. Like, let's talk about the chronic CPTSD. But like I said, that's for another video. But it's just like, basically, it's just like when you are basically being traumatized over and over and over and over and over again, right? And like I said, sometimes you have to be able to learn how to learn new skills that's going to allow you to cope with the, essentially, it's kind of like a disorder, basically. And it wasn't something that you were born with per se. It was like something happened to you, you had an experience, and it kind of changed your life, right? And so now you have to be the one to manage it, right? And you have to be the one to be able to cope with it, and also handle any triggers that could be coming up, right? And just really just being compassionate with yourself, loving yourself during the process, and being patient, right? Being patient with your recovery. Being patient is not easy, right? And I think that's another thing that God has been showing me too, is just being patient. Like, don't be in a rush to heal, or don't be in a rush to get back out there and, get underneath someone else. Like, take your time and get to know who you are. Because, if you, let's say you've dealt with abuse, and maybe you had a traumatic childhood, or maybe you had a traumatic upbringing, you know going into another connection with someone, or leaning on other ways in which you cope, like whether it's sex, drugs, alcohol, whatever, porn, who knows, leaning on those things is not going to help. I mean, it could be a sense of, you know, band-aid for the moment. It might feel good in the moment, right? But at the end of the day, when you're by yourself, you don't have any of that stuff. You look at yourself in the mirror, and that's all you have. And of course you have God, but I guess I'm saying all that to say is, you want for your foundation to be your relationship with God. But like I said, though, you have to be the right type of person in order to get protection from God, in order to get God's favor, right? In order to get God's, divine, like, guidance, right? You have to be a certain type of person, because not everybody can get that type of, you know, position, I guess, with God, right? So you have to just be mindful, right? Just be mindful. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, what do I want to change? And you guys know, with it being a new year, like, there's some things maybe that you want to improve on. Go ahead and go for it. Do it. I know a lot of people are like, hey, Joy, I want to do this, I want to do that. They ask me for advice. They're like, hey, Joy, do you think I should try this? Hey, Joy, do you think I should do this activity, or should I try this? Should I pursue this career, or what do you think about this? And people are always asking me. I'm like, if it's something you want to do, go ahead and go for it. Try it. If it makes you happy, if it satisfies you, if you get fulfillment out of it, if you want to move somewhere, if you want to try a new career, or if you want to try a new um feel, go for it. Do it. Because what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You get what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest lessons that I've been learning in my life over the years. You guys know I've been doing these YouTube videos for a very long time. And I've just been learning, like, just go for it. Like, just do it. Like, whatever you want to do, and as long as you're not harming anybody, right? You don't want to be like the narcissist. You don't want to do stuff because you're trying to get personal gain, or you're trying to take something away from somebody else, or you're trying to gain a sense of satisfaction out of hurting somebody else. You don't want to be like that, because that's a miserable life to live. You get me? So keep that in mind. And to Harks Online, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you so much. So, no, I appreciate the support. And by the way, if you have supported this channel in any way, please continue to keep doing so. Thank you for the likes, shares, subscriptions, any topics that you guys want me to do. I'm here for you all. Let me know anything that you guys want to learn about, because, I want to just make sure that I'm doing the best that I can to support, the community. Especially if you have been affected by narcissistic abuse, and if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to about it, or you always feel like you're being judged, or people may look at you differently, or they may say stuff or try to make you feel bad for being who you are, just understand that I'm here for you. I get it. I've been there, I've done that, so I understand. I completely get it. So I'm here for you. Always. Oh, and by the way, if you guys feel inspired by any of my videos, you find it to be helpful, you gain any value from it, any takeaways, please don't hesitate to leave a donation. It is truly appreciated. Like I said, it definitely does help with the continuation of these videos, and to continue to support former victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse. And if you are feeling called to do so, you can do that via Cashapp, which would be $Coach Joy 510, or PayPal, livenarcfree9@gmail.com. So just throwing that out there. But what I was gonna say though too, I wanted to see, you guys have to let me know if you want to do like a healing and prayer like group coaching like course, like I would love to like do that, because to be honest, just going out there in the world, I see it's very much needed. Like I just feel like a lot of people just need healing. A lot of people need love. There's a lot of hate in the world. There's a lot of hate. There's more than enough hate. Like there's already enough of that. So we need people out there that's gonna help heal, right? We need healers out there because people are hurting, and the thing is that here's the thing with God is like, okay, I understand there's people out there that's hurting. I understand people that can heal. I understand that there's people, that's kind of in between, like they don't want to heal like that because they don't want to do that inner work. And then there's some people that are like not fully like they overcame the pain, but they're okay, you get me? So they're like kind of in the middle and stuff like that. So you just want to be mindful that you have the decision. Like you can hold on 1 second, y'all, my alarm's going off. So God has given us the ability to stay where we're at, meaning you could stay stuck, you can stay heartbroken, you can stay, keep repeating the same story over and over and over again, where they call it playing the victim, right? Or you can actually do something about it, right? And because before maybe you were a victim. I'm not saying that you wasn't a victim. I'm just saying that you have the ability to not be a victim anymore. Meaning you can do the work on yourself. So you can do the self-improvement, read some books, do some journaling, take a prayer class, a coaching support group or something like that, and or whatever the case may be, and stuff like that, or say affirmations, or do some yoga and stuff like that. Change, improve your self-care regimen and stuff like that, you get me? So there's things that you can do that's going to help improve. But if you're not doing any of that stuff, you're just like, no, like this happened to me, I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life, I'm going to be bitter, I'm going to be angry, I'm going to be just frustrated for the rest of my life. That's your choice. That's the beauty that God has given human beings. He's like, okay, you can improve or you can stay the same. It's up to you. So that's what I like about God. To me, God is just and fair. Like I'm like, God, I see you. I see. Sometimes like I do be like, God, like why you be doing that? But at the same time, I'm like, no, God, like you got it. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I'm like, no, God, I fully trust you. I fully know that you have the best intentions, and you know what you're doing at the end of the day. So I used to question God, but I don't question God anymore, because I'm like, no, God, like you created me, you created all of the people before me, and you're going to create more people after me. So I don't have anything to say about that. So I'm at this point, I'm just like, God, I'm just doing your will and doing what you tell me to do at this point. You get me? But yeah, so but like I said, but the CPTSD though is a big thing. So like I said, you just got to do it. You got to work on it daily, because like I said, the triggers could come up, the flashbacks can come up, the memories can come up. And the thing is that they're going to be there, but you have to be able to, work through it. And it's not easy, because sometimes you'll have your good days, you'll have your bad days. But that's why, I always recommend reaching out for support, to kind of help you through that, because no one's perfect. Nobody is perfect. So you just have to remember, you have the power. Remember, the narcissist does not have power over you. You have the power. Sometimes we give our power away to the narcissist because we think, oh, the narcissist is this, the narcissist is that, and things like that. And maybe you have allowed, maybe you trusted the narcissist, maybe you trusted them, or you thought that they was genuine. And I get it, because I did too, but once you learn, you're like, oh, okay, like, and so you just got to be mindful. But that chronic CPTSD though, it's a doozy, and it can take years to get through. It can take years to heal. So but you got to start somewhere. You got to get started, because the longer you wait, the longer you you kind of procrastinate. You're like, oh no, like I don't need no help with that. Oh no, like I'm good. Then you'll kind of see the results. You'll see. You're like, oh yeah, like I am feeling this way. I'm feeling that way, and it's just it all starts with you. That's all. Like I can't force you to do anything you don't want to do. And I always say, I always want to help people that want to be helped. That's it. That's it. That's all. you know. So with that being said, though, like I said, this video is just to encourage you to just keep going, keep being positive, keep focused. I know sometimes the narcissist may try to take you off your focus. I know the narcissist may try to stress you out. The narcissist may try to distract you. The narcissist may try to, get you upset. Like the narcissists, they hate you. They do. They don't like you at all. But that's okay because they don't like themselves. That's cool. It's all good. And maybe it's a reason why you met the narcissist, right? It's a reason for it. Maybe God is like, oh, okay, you may need to learn this about yourself or learn that. I know, like for me, I was like kind of wondering. I'm like, well, God, like, what's up? Like, why did I meet this narcissist? Like, or why did I get connected like with my aunt or the male narc and stuff like that? Even the borderline. I'm like, well, why? And it's just like, it's for a reason. So, and like I said, this is all about assessment, looking at within, taking the focus off of the narcissist and putting it back on yourself. Now, there is a point where you do want to look at what happened, right? You want to see like, okay, this happened, that happened. What did the narcissist do, and what part did I play? Because remember, when it comes to healing, you have to take accountability. And that's something that the narcissist will not do, which is why you can't do anything with the narcissist. But if you're normal, you can take accountability and then you can be like, oh, okay, this is where I made a mistake. That's where I made a mistake. Okay, so I need to improve on this. I need to improve on that. Okay. Cool. You get me? So just make sure that you're open, like you're flexible. You're like, oh, okay, like I can learn this, or I can learn this new skill. I can learn how to do this. I can learn how to do that. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, I hope this video was helpful and insightful. I would love to know what was your guys' biggest takeaway. Hopefully this did inspire you and motivate you to just keep going. Be patient with your recovery, be patient with your healing, and lean on God for guidance. Lean on God for your recovery, lean on God for your healing, and just be around good people and be a good person. And like I said, I know that's easier said than done, because when you get hurt, it's tough to to show love and to be good and to treat other people how you want to be treated. But just remember, God is always watching. God is always watching, and whatever you do to others, it always comes back to you tenfold. So make sure that you're building up good karma. You're building up good karma, right? Because that's going to come back to you, tenfold, into your kids and your family. So you don't want to give your family back karma or anything like that, because that's what happens when you do certain stuff. So anyway, I love you guys, and like I said, any topics that you guys want me to do, please let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Love you guys. Bye.